Hello students, last time we have completed with our double acting cylinder pneumatic circuit from the 6th lesson, and now we are moving to the new circuit, that is pilot control single acting cylinder. Okay, so initially I will explain the complete construction. This is a compressor, this is a air receiver, this is a FRL unit. Okay, then air receiver is actually a storage. This is 3x2 DCB push button operated. Then it is a silencer or the muffle. This is again the muffle or the muffler silencer. This is a 3x2 DCB again. Then this is a single acting cylinder. So actually the complete working of this circuit is we have to supply the flow of the fluid as per the requirement of ourselves. Okay, so for example, I want to supply the fluid for a particular period of time. So as soon as I press a button, so because of pressing that button, the flow will start initiating its work. Okay, this is my basic working of the complete circuit. So flow compressor is actually transferring the pressure energy or the generating a pressure energy. Then it is stored, the fluid is stored inside the air receiver or the storage. Then it will pass through a FRL unit, which actually is a filter, regulator and lubricator. As soon as the flow will come over here, the flow gets divided into two sections. Okay, the flow gets divided into two sections. First section will come from here to here and it will stop over here, because it is not having an passage to move forward. It will stop over here. Now this flow is also stop over here, but as soon as the button has been pressed, okay, the button has been pressed, so this section 1 gets converted into section 2. Okay, the section 2 will move forward, and over here it will just allow the fluid to pass. Okay, so from here the fluid gets passed, and now again this button is pressed over here. Okay, because this button gets pressed because of the fluid which is coming from here. It is a pilot operated or pilot signal compressed air. Okay, so as soon as this compressed air comes here, the automatic signal has been generated that the button has to be pressed in this section. Okay, so button gets pressed, and because of which from section 1 to section 2 DCB gets moved, and now it is allowing the fluid to move inside the single acting cylinder and gets the chamber occupied. Okay, so this is actual working of single acting pilot operated single acting cylinder. Okay, so we are using this section, okay, to initiate a flow. Okay, similarly we are having a double acting pilot control cylinder, in which we are having a compressor, then air receiver, then FRL unit. Again we are having 3x2 DCB. This is a 4x2 DCB. Okay, the 4x2 is used because we are having a double acting cylinder now. So this is a muffle or silencer. Say the first initially compressor provides energy, and then it is stored in the air receiver. FRL unit is used to initiate a process of filter, regulator and lubricator. Then it will move forward and it will stop over here. Okay, it will stop over here. Now the flow will be like this. It will come from here, because there is an obstruction over here. Okay, there is an obstruction over here, so the flow will come over here. It will pass through this to inside A. From inside A. Okay, so the flow gets occupied inside this cylinder, and because of which the piston will move from A section to B section. Okay, means from right to left. Okay, now as soon as this button is pressed, this complete 3x2 DCB moves forward in the left hand side direction, and because of which now the section A is connected, because of this button or the pressing of this button, section 2 will come in this part, and the flow will start initiating from here to here, and it strikes over here, and because of this the section 2 will start initiating from here. Okay, now section 1 is working in this diagram. As soon as this pilot signal has been detected over here, so section 2 will start initiating. So in section 2 we are transferring this flow, it will get crossed. Okay, so we are transferring this flow inside B, and already filled fluid is there. It will come outside, cross over, and then it will move via muffle. Okay, so this is the working of complete pilot control double acting cylinder. Speed control of the bidirectional motor. This is our next slide. Okay, so we are having a motor over here. It is bidirectional in nature. Compressor, air receiver, moisture separator, FRL unit. This is optional. Okay, this is optional because we are having FRL unit, so we can remove this moisture separator. Then FRL unit is connected to a 4x2 DCV. The fluid gets transferred or forward from here. It is having a pair of variable flow supply and a check valve, because of which variable flow supply and check valve, which is actually used to control the flow. Okay, which is used to control the flow, means we are actually controlling the flow, because as per the requirement of the movement of the bidirectional motor. So in this flow we are using variable flow control valve, variable flow controller, to set a proportionate value of the flow which is required in a bidirectional motor. So okay, so from here it will move, and because of this movement it will move from left to right, means in the clockwise direction. Now as soon as the button is pressed, the second section gets deactivated and the first section gets connected, which is a crossover. And now because of the crossover, it will move from FRL unit to the DCV, gets crossed over, moves to a second part, and then from B to A, means from right hand side to a left hand side, because of which the motor rotates in the anti-clockwise direction, and hence it will work like this only for a particular period of time. Speed control of double acting cylinder. This is a double acting cylinder. This is a pair of flow control valve and a check valve. This is a 4x2 DCV button, push button operated, FRL unit, air storage, compressor. Now compressor is connected to air storage is connected to FRL unit. This is a 4x2 DCV. It moves forward. Okay, the flow moves forward. The flow is connected to a variable flow control valve and a check valve, which is used to set the flow required for the movement of the double acting cylinder. So as per the requirement, we are going to set the flow of the fluid into the double acting cylinder. So this move inside, and because of which the piston will move from left hand side to the right hand side, and now from B, because of the movement of the piston, the flow which is already stored in B section comes out and then goes outside. Now as soon as the button is pressed, the second section gets activated, the first section gets deactivated, and hence the supply line gets crossed over. Now from P, it will move into the right hand side direction, from passing from the flow controller and the check valve pair. It will move into the cylinder from port B, which actually moves the cylinder or piston from right hand side to the left hand side, because of which the flow comes out from A, moves or passes through variable flow control valve and the check valve, then it comes to the DCV, gets crossed over and gets outside. This is the complete working of double acting cylinder speed control valve. Okay, we will stop over here and we will meet okay, and hence we have completed our complete lesson of pneumatic circuits. Thank you for attending this lecture. Take care.